The Admiralty Podcast. At first, it seems like your ordinary group project, but with every group project, usually only one person actually works and the rest are there just for moral support. If you're gonna do that, at least remove the letter M from it. But before I go in depth why I hate my own podcast, let's talk about how it started first. TLDR, I met OC, we started beefing what unicorn is, and then I met Animaki. Now before I met them, these two already had a plan to start a podcast with another person. That another person being Niklaso. Yes, I was Niklaso's stand-in. Anyways, after that, it was time to create the basic. And after being in call with them for about 30 minutes, it was clear to me that both of them did not want to be in charge. So, I took the lead and asked for names for the channel. I came up with Dockyard, Animaki came with the obvious name, Admiralty Podcast, and OC came with History Barons, History Dons, Azur Pod. As a person who was in charge of the whole podcast, I immediately rejected everything OC gave for the name suggestion. Obviously, Animaki's won by with like 100 votes, might be the only thing he's contributed. Then, the logo. This was probably the only time I let OC cook, and boy did he deliver. Except that his request for the logo was to use 2 boats and an anchor. I am not even joking. As a graphic designer myself, I wrote a whole word essay for 05er guy and simplified whatever used 2 boats and an anchor meant. Like seriously, this guy has no idea what he's doing. And the final part, channel creation. Guess who did that? It was me. I tried asking whether those two can create the channel while the logo is being made. One did not even give me an answer. And one just said, I don't know how to. Just say that you're lazy, you Scottish wank. Episode schedule. Now all of us agreed that once a week would be the perfect upload schedule, and we'd switch from Saturday uploads to Sunday once in a while. What caused a huge problem was the episodes themselves. So I suggested that we do episode 0 first to test things out like audios or graphic, and you would not believe what they told me. I quote, "It's not necessary." Really, bitch? Now obviously I got them to do the episode 0, and guess what? I was right. All audio was ass, and we did not have any graphics. But don't worry guys, this episode was clearly not needed. Anyways, fast forward few months, we are 9 episodes in. It seems like both Animaki and OC are enjoying this podcast thing. Me? Oh, you know, I sure was enjoying my time. I was totally not the only person to come up with episode ideas. Totally not the only person to make the thumbnails and titles. And totally not the only person to render these videos for a minimum of 4 hours. Oh wait! I did all of those. Thankfully though, we've hired an editor after episode 11, so everything's good for that part. But it's still the same story. However, you can hear how fed up I'm with every new episode we upload, because I was sitting there getting roasted for not having time to watch a 6-hour long movie. A tired me thought it was a great idea to let OC be in charge of the podcast. It was a horrendous idea. Not only did he come up with stupid ideas like, hey, let's send a plastic boat model with a tracker in the ocean and see how far will it go. Fucking dumb. You absolute From episode 12 to 17, guess how many episodes did OC think of? 2. And the crazy thing is, he asked me how to title them. Of course I didn't answer because I wanted to see how he'd do and if he'd remember what I told him about the titles. He remembered nothing. You know, enough of slandering my co-host. Let's talk about some positives about my co-host. First off, let's talk about Animaki. The first positive thing he came up with was the name. Moving on to OC Gangster, obviously he struggles with titles and making thumbnails, but hey, at least he's good with getting guests on our podcast. And he actually hired the editor. So I can forgive OC from all his ridiculous, and he actually tries. That's what I like. You know, it's a group project. Your ideas might be shit, but you know what? At least you tried. And I'm happy. The one person who doesn't try. And that's how far the podcast has come. But the answer in short why I hate my own Azur podcast is because I hate working with OC and Annie. It's because we don't talk about Azur. Yes. Sorry, my